a hoot. Oh no, I wouldn't ask you just to be quiet. I told you to shut up.
Go.
Well, guys, you are live here from Monarch Beach in Dana Point, California. This is Greg Bell, and of course, this is the Legend Community Show here on thepowervoices.com. As always, we'll be talking a lot of sports, a lot of very little politics because I'm just not a politics guy. But more importantly, guys, we're here for the 14th annual Drive Out ALS. And, it's kind of close to a lot of guys' hearts here as a retired NFL guy myself. We got a lot of players here: Marcus Allen, Eric Dickerson, Reggie Bush, a lot of the Southern California natives that have come out to really stump out ALS. And of course, for many people, we know it as Lou Gehrig's. For so many people around the country, we know it for a multitude of negative reasons, but more importantly, it's about the guys who have it and continue to live. Of course, during the course of this next hour, we're going to talk to probably one, two guys that are here. Get them up here. Chris Hale, of course, is the president of the NFL Alumni Association here in Southern California. He'll stop up to give us some reasons why this golf course and why this golf tournament is so important for this fight with ALS. Gorse, how can I start a program without talking about the NBA right now? And I don't know about you guys, but I know I'm about tired of the playoffs. This has been a very long playoffs, and it's just in the first round. Come on now. We talked about this all season long. How can we ever get the NBA to shorten the season? Not only the NBA, how can we get baseball to shorten their season? Because we go through these long seasons. We're watching all these games. I don't know who was, I was talking to somebody today. I don't know who it was, but the first thing they said to me was, "Are you tired of the playoffs already?" And I looked at him and said, "What do you mean?" He says, "We already know it's going to be Cleveland and Golden State. Why waste all this time in between?" And it's almost like, it almost makes a lot of sense. But at what point do we get tired of the 80 game season, of the 160 game season? I'm sitting here, these ladies are looking at me, and I'm just telling you, they know I'm bored with the baseball, and it just started. How do we get by all of the meat and potatoes and get to this, get to the dessert? We all want to be satisfied. And right now, we're just not seeing it in basketball. We're watching Golden State dominate. We're watching Cleveland dominate. We know that these are the two best teams. How do we get these teams to the playoffs a little bit quicker? If you're just joining me, you're looking at beautiful Monarch Beach here in Dana Point, California, 14th annual Drive Out ALS golf tournament. And, a lot of people don't probably remember. It's kind of strange for me to say this, but I see a lot of our old Raiderettes here. I see a lot of the Ram cheerleaders. And, one of the reasons this tournament is close to a lot of us is because we had a very dear teammate, and I'm sure many of you guys remember him, all-pro fullback for the Raiders back in the day, Steve Smith, stricken by ALS right now. We can go through the names. Let's face it, we know who Lou Gehrig is. This is a disease that's taken people in their prime of their life, taking a lot of their motor skills, and before then we know it, they're gone. This is why these tournaments and millions of tournaments across the country that the NFL Alumni Association has gotten involved with over the years to help take advantage of what we call our celebrityness. More importantly, our non-athleticness when we get on the golf course. We get out here on this golf course, and I'm not gonna lie, I saw probably about 4 or 5 good strokes. The rest of them, I'm telling you, thank God it wasn't me out there, because they would have been hacking at the ball just as bad as I hack at the ball. But, you come out to a beautiful setting like, Monarch Beach, and you get to see some great athletes look very unathletic. But you know what? It's all for a great cause. And I ain't going to be on them too bad. Hopefully I get a couple of the guys to pop up. Tournaments should be rounding up. But it's like every tournament, let's be honest. I got people here that's waiting to get down to the party, which you can see behind us, waiting to get to the alcohol and the drinks and the party. But the golf tournament is taking too long. This is everybody's golf tournament. This is what we say about golf tournaments. And I'm not going to say that, they're running on CP time, but they are running on CP time. This golf tournament is probably not going to end until about 7. Hopefully we keep the light because it's just such a beautiful setting. Wouldn't y'all agree? Very beautiful setting. You're not going to find a more beautiful Southern California golf course than this Monarch Beach here in Dana Point. But you will find other tournaments that will probably run a little bit closer to light time. Keep us on schedule. I got a lot of people going to be coming by. Hopefully we can get some of the players up here to talk to you, have a little fun. Going to talk about a little NFL, going to talk a little NBA. As we said earlier, well, we got the Pooch here too. Pooch is here too. We got dogs running around. We got a little bit of everything. He supports Reggie and everything. All right, that's good. Guys, this is Greg Bell, powerofvoices.com. This is the Legends Community Show. Thanks for joining me as always. We're talking about the Cavaliers, and of course, did everyone happen to see King LeBron and that beautiful spin move, left-hand layup? That pretty much ended the series for me. I think that ended. I mean, I was listening to someone talk about how, the Toronto Raptors player said, man, that was an amazing play. Anytime the team that you're playing against starts to compliment the player on the floor, you pretty much know that the series is over. Kyle Lowry even had to stop and say to himself, that was a great move. Guys, that was the best move I think I've seen this year. Forget the dunk play that came a week earlier. We joked about it all week about what's the most exciting dunk we saw all year. Of course, that was Kyrie Irving, alley-oop to LeBron off the backboard, slam. I'm a homer. I'm an Ohio boy, so of course I'm pulling for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But man, the series is going to be long. We're just at the first stage. We got the semifinals to go through before we actually get to the finals. And at some point, you got to look at David, at the NBA. You got to look at the people at the decision-making positions and say, how can we lessen the playoffs? I think this is one of those times where we need to have the best of 3 series, get through these best of 3, then go best of 5. And now, guess what? We're in the final round. We get a chance to get to the final best of 7. And I think that's pretty much what everybody's looking for. And I think you got to say right now, it's got to be Cleveland and Golden State. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Do you think Golden State in 6 or 7? Or if you're going to be a homer like me, I'm going to say LeBron in 6. They got it rolling. This team has actually clicked on. The crowd is coming, guys. You're going to hear a lot of background noise, but the crowd is coming. We're having a lot of fun out here at Monarch Beach. It's kind of funny because when I got on my navigation to come here, just think about it. You generally go Monarch Bay. First thing I typed in is Monarch Bay, and it started to send me up to Oakland. And I was like, where the hell am I driving at right now? But we're down here in Dana Point. If you happen to be around Dana Point, stop out, see this beautiful golf course. Hotel is even nicer. About $1,000 a night, but it's a hell of a hotel. If you want to have a great getaway, come on down here to Monarch Beach. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. You'll love it. There's all the people coming here for the ALS dinner. They're going to love the outing. It's been a great day of golf. Started out here about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Like I said, you got your Marcus Allens, you've got your Reggie Bushes. I'm not going to mention any more USC guys. Y'all know how that goes. This is a Notre Dame show, so I stick with my Notre Dame folks. And I'm the only Notre Dame guy out here. So, what can I say? I'm not going to talk about SC guys. Those are the only 2 I'm going to mention. Then you got Eric Dickerson is out here. Richard Dent came out. We got about 7 or 8 Hall of Famers out here. Andre Reed will be joining us a little later. They're all finishing up. Of course, I thought I was going to be on Golf Time. They told me that, they'd be finishing up about 6. I said, perfect. I'll come out here, do the show from out here at Monarch Beach, let people see the beautiful surroundings, see all the beautiful women, see all the beautiful golfers, see the old athletes, and of course, CP time. So, of course, we're going to be coming a little late to you, but don't worry. We're going to have a little fun while we're waiting. Hopefully get a chance to see some of the guys, talk to some of the guys, hear why they are out here. As I mentioned to you earlier, we're here to stomp out ALS. We're not dumping any buckets over the heads here. None of that stuff. Don't bring any buckets. I'm not doing any bucket, especially ice buckets. But we're here to really put a stamp on ALS, a crippling disease that's not only taken away a lot of quality people in this country, but around the world. It's something that we've got to be able to find a cure to. And it's golf tournaments like these and others that are kind of paving the way for a lot of people to get a chance to learn more about the disease, as well as what they can do to stop this disease and fight it as we go along. Of course, you're listening to Greg Bell. Just all teeth. I see all these teeth here. Greg Bell, I'm here on the Legends Community Show here on thepowerofvoices.com, talking all that is football. Let's talk about the Rams, guys. Everybody's been talking about this, and, I don't know if I should say it in a positive stand. You love the Rams, right? Well, I don't know if we talk about this in a positive state or a negative state, but I got to ask a lot of people, what do you think about the Rams draft right now? Everybody I've been talking to, not happy. So much is being said about where the Rams are and what the future holds for the Rams right now. The question is where does this draft put us? We're in a rebuilding mode. I think we've said that all season long. We've got to increase our line strength. We've got to find some go-to receivers. But there's a lot that's right now still missing after this year's draft. We came in with the second pick, picked a decent second-round pick, but I don't know, if you look across the board, the 6 players that the Rams have selected, do you see any impact players being on this roster with this past draft? And everywhere I go, I'm seeing heads shake no. And I think if anything the Rams really need to talk about was last year's draft what we've got or where we put ourselves at today? Did we really make ourselves a better team after this year's draft? And right now that question is going to be, I don't know. The answer, I should say, is going to be I don't know. Because until I see these kids get out on the field and put the pads on, which, of course, we talk about that all the time. They don't put the pads on. They don't hit. So it's hard to really figure out if this is going to be the kind of class that's going to make an impact well into the future. And I don't say that because, we finished the season last year 4-12. But when you finish the season 4-12, you've got to have an impact class the next year. You got to start the rebuilding as quickly as possible. And I'm not so sure this year's draft is going to rebuild quick enough for this team to continue to climb that ladder. I saw someone earlier today and we were talking about the Chargers. And, man, all I can tell you about the Chargers right now, I love their first rounder. If you're looking for a impact player, Mike Williams is going to be that for the San Diego Chargers. Not only is he going to be an impact, oh my goodness, did you hear what I just said? Thank you for reminding me that. It is the Los Angeles Chargers. You know what? That's going to probably, I don't know, correct me and I'll send you a buck every time I correct. No, let's not do that one. Because I'm going to be filing that name up all year long. It's just so hard to think about the fact that we now went from no teams in Los Angeles to 2 teams in Los Angeles in the snap of a finger. Now, the Los Angeles Chargers, as I was just saying, impact draft. Mike Williams will come on. He's going to start immediately for this team. He's that kind of a player. And Phillip Rivers is the kind of quarterback that will get this guy the ball. Not only will he get him the ball, he'll get the ball to him in open space to allow him to do what I think a lot of people don't give him a lot of credit for, is his ability to catch the ball and run afterwards. I don't think there's been a Clemson guy in the last 5 years that does not catch the ball and run with it. When you look at Hopkins, you look at Sammy Watkins, you look at Mike Williams, you're looking at big-time receivers who can catch the ball and take it to the house. And I think that's what the Rams, more than anybody, I wish the Rams had a number 1 draft pick so they could have selected a guy like Mike Williams. But we've talked about it all season long. We'll continue to talk about it until Jared Goff really produces the kind of output that we're looking for him. The question is always going to be, did the Rams give up too much to get that first pick of the draft and pick Jared Goff? Today, we're going to say, yes, they did. But, I'm not going to just throw Jared Goff under the bus because I think this kid has tools. I think he has the ability to play at a high level. The question is when and how fast, because we need it today more than anything. When the running game isn't producing and the passing game isn't producing, we end up with a season of 4-12. And I think this Charger team is going to, they're going to be a solid team. I think not only are they going to be solid, I think when you see the production that they give the Los Angeles community in terms of fan support, that's going to be the biggest thing that a lot of people are questioning. Who's going to draw the fans? You don't think the Chargers are going to draw the fans? No, you don't think so? Well, here's the thing. They were the first LA team, right? They were the first LA team. So there's still a lot of Charger fans here in the home base of Southern California in the Los Angeles market. Um, the thing that most people tend to forget is that it's been about 20 years since most of this generation, like my son, your kids, my kids, they they didn't grow up with Rams. I played for the Rams. I grew up. Y'all can speak. Don't worry about it. The Coliseum to Anaheim. I got fans here just saying Rams. They're Rams. Here's the thing. They left. That's right. The Rams left. So what happens here is you find yourself abandoned, and now you gravitate to somewhere. And I think for many Southern California fans right now, they don't have a nowhere to fall. They don't have a home right now. So it's going to be who comes out the box the quickest, who is giving the entertainment value for the dollar. Because let's be honest, $165 for a get-in ticket to the Coliseum is not that's a high value ticket. Tickets go from 165 up to almost $300. And you got to think that the Coliseum for the Chargers, the LA Chargers at Carson, is going to be somewhere close to $200 to, I don't know, $500. So who is going to gather those fans? I think the team that's winning, I don't want to say that Los Angeles is a fair weather market, but, if you're winning and it's exciting, you're going to grab the fans. We've talked about this all year long. How do you garnish a fan that has no base, no real true loyalty to any team right now? And I think for the Chargers coming to Los Angeles, that might be one of the biggest sticklers that the Rams got to defend. They've got to go out now and play with the kind of enthusiasm and entertainment level. Because I'm gonna be honest, when you think of the Rams last year, they're so one-dimensional. There was no entertainment value to the dollar. And now you've got the Los Angeles Chargers. That's just so hard to come out of my mouth, but it's there. I'm gonna do my best all year long to remember Los Angeles Chargers. And if I say San Diego, just correct me. You have the right to correct me. See if Chris, go down, Pop, and see if Chris is almost available. We're here at Monarch Beach Golf Course for the 14th annual Drive Out ALS golf tournament here. Celebrities like Marcus Allen, Reggie Bush, Richard Dent, Eric Dickerson. A lot of guys have been out here. Who? Ron Brown. Oh, I forgot the nicest celebrity, Greg Bell. He's here with you all the time. So we're out here having a lot of fun. The Ram supporters are out here by the thousands, not by the hundreds, by the thousands. You can see the Trojans are here. You can see out behind us here, we've got the dinner that's getting ready to start. Just so much life is getting ready to happen out here in Dana Point. That's where we're at. So if you don't know where Monarch Beach is down in beautiful mountainsides of right in front of the ocean, as you can see a little bit here in Dana Point. And we're out here, like I said, for the 14th annual Drive Out ALS. Chris Hale, NFL alumni. Hopefully we get a couple of the guys to pop up. Unfortunately, guys, if y'all know celebrity golf tournaments, that means scramble. That means finding balls. That means hacks. That means whacks. That means a lot of lost balls out on the fairway. And that means we're going to be probably running a little bit behind schedule. That's just normally how it is at a celebrity golf tournament. But we're going to have a lot of fun. Hopefully talk a little bit of nonsense before everybody gets up here and you get a chance to find out some of the good reasons why a lot of guys are here to support this golf tournament, as well as the calls. I mean, the calls is really what it's about. How do we stomp out, not just knock out, but stomp out ALS? And there's golf tournaments like these and others around the country that so many alumni associations are out here benefiting. Hopefully, like I said, we can get ourselves back on time and get a chance to talk a little bit more about it. Going back also to the NBA world. Let's talk about the NBA. Where do we have right now? How many think right now that Toronto has a chance to at least get one win? The Cavaliers have been so dominating, it's almost amazing. I mean, let's think about this. 6 months ago, we were talking about the fact that the Cavaliers needed to turn on the switch. The defense, they were giving up too many points. We talked about the Cavaliers, a lot of guys being hurt. All the things that we talked about don't seem like they're coming to light because this Cavalier team is actually playing with a great enthusiasm. Not only are they averaging a little over 105 points right now a game, they're also shutting down a very good Toronto team that, coming into this playoffs, I think many of us probably thought, they could split two, maybe get 2 wins on the Cavs. But I tell you what, by the end of this evening, by tomorrow night, I think the word will be that the Cavs are swept, another 4-0 sweeping. I think Golden State will also sweep their series as well. Uh, and that's the sad thing about it. We're not seeing competitive basketball right now from either of their opponents. And both of these teams are good. And be honest, if you think about it, the best series right now has to be the Washington series, where the Washington game is competitive. Toronto hasn't been competitive. Nobody has seemed to even put a dent on Golden State. And look, Steve Curry isn't even sitting on the bench for Golden State. Now, I got to bring up one thing that I have left on the table, and I wanted to say this probably about 2 weeks ago. Didn't bring it up. We kind of got sidetracked. I was traveling last week, didn't get a chance to talk about it. But I have to ask the question. This is a question that some of my peers got a little bit upset when I brought it up. But why is it that when a player says something like, he wants to try marijuana or he used marijuana, he gets fined, he gets a suspension. But just a month ago, Steve Kerr actually told the NBA that he tried cannabis to stop the pain in his back, and there was no suspension, there was no anything. And I kind of got curious about that because let's face it, you got states like Colorado, California has gone to the pleasure side of it. There are a lot of states that are looking at cannabis as a form of medication, but the NFL's got to deal with it. You saw Roger Goodell. Unfortunately, Roger got out there. He said what he said. Not that it was the most intelligent thing, but it was kind of a little forthright. He was being honest. People bashed him for it. Said the NFL's got to do something to deal with that issue that's going to come. It's obvious that the cannabis issue is going to hit the NFL. It's going to hit the NBA. It's going to hit all major sports. But up until this point, if you were known to do it, you were suspended and fined. But Steve Kerr comes out publicly, and it shocked me when he said it because I was sitting there, probably because I was in Ohio. I was thinking of Le'Veon Bell. Here's a guy who has had 2 strikes on the cannabis meter. A 3rd strike, he's going to be suspended for the entire year for smoking a little weed. Now, the coach comes out publicly and says he actually tried smoking a little weed to calm his back nerves down and take the pressure off his back. And nobody said anything. And I thought that was a little curious. I wanted to know what people thought about that. If you're looking at us on Facebook, on powervoices.com, give me some feedback on that. It blew me away to hear this guy openly admitted I had to try cannabis to stop the pain in my back, and no one said anything negative about Steve Kerr. And now he's out. He's not even on the bench. And you got to start to question, is it really the coaching, which I truly believe Steve is a hell of a coach. He's keeping this team together, but Mike Brown is doing a hell of a job right now for Golden State as they continue to sweep teams. I think they're going to probably sweep all the way through the Spurs or can't say the Clippers anymore because they're out of it. But I think the Spurs' next opportunity is for the Golden State to sweep them. And now all of a sudden we're back into the NBA Finals, a finals that probably should be taking place right now today, but like many people are saying, it's just a long, drawn-out playoffs. What are your thoughts? I want to know if should he have a suspension or a fine for the same reasons that Le'Veon Bell pays his fines and gets his suspension? What is I don't even know what the rules are in the NBA towards the weed. But you got to ask yourself, should there have been something said, should there have been a fine, should there have been a suspension, when he openly admitted the fact that he had to use cannabis to help his back. And here, guys, you know me. I went through one back surgery, so I know everything that Steve Kerr is going through. Ended my career. Back surgeries are no joke. The nerves still tingle down my leg. Don't come touch me. I have my SC alumni here getting a joke out of me doing my live broadcast here. And if y'all just joined us, of course, we're at Monarch Beach Golf Course here in Dana Point for the 14th annual Drive Out ALS. And guys, that is our number one goal. Hopefully we can look back and see some of the guys back here. I got to get my guys to get up here so we can talk to a few of the celebrities that are here. Say hello to some of the people that have been here for years. Matter of fact, I'm going to just go ahead and grab Kendra. Kendra, where's she at? Come on over here. Sit next to me. Talk to me.
Okay.
Here's one of our old, I shouldn't say that, our young
Did
cheerleaders.
You say old?
No. Say hello, Kendra. Scoot on up. Talk to us.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
So, Kendra, tell them who you are.
My name is Kendra.
Tell them why you're here.
I'm here to support ALS. I'm a part of the NFL alumni.
Here we go.
Because I was a Raiderette. Raiders cheerleader.
You know what? We talked about this. I brought it up a little earlier on the show. Unfortunately, of course, like most celebrity golf tournaments, we run behind. But one of the reasons that a lot of us are here is because we have a dear friend in Steve Smith,
Yes.
who has been, I don't want to say stricken, but at this point he's been stricken by ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yes.
And, you know, when you think about somebody, a physical stamina of Steve, to see what this disease does, it kind of brings your heart, you know, kind of makes you do full circles.
It does.
Ooh, come on a little closer.
It does. It makes you get real close. I love this guy. He is just the sweetest. Oh, I've been knowing him about 30 years, still the sweetest ever. Yes, it does. It just touches your heart. And Steve just, oh my gosh, just the sweetest guy, just the sweetest guy. And Steve, actually, you could still, like, Steve would write letters.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve, it's anything to do with ALS. If I could support it, I will. And
is it a nicer place to come? This is about as beautiful of a course as I've seen, even without the sun. I'm not even going to give them a hard time at the cost that it costs us to come down here, but
okay.
I'm going to have to tell you, this is about as beautiful of a setting you'll see in Southern California, and the whole purpose is to support the fight against ALS. And hopefully, if you have an opportunity, get out, support these tournaments around the country. There's something that the NFL Alumni Association has been a big supporter of. She got her NFL alumni hat there.
NFL alumni, and it really, because these guys, it touches quite a few of the guys.
Yeah.
It's something that we have to definitely support. And
well, it's great to see you out here. I don't know when the last time I seen you. And then,
I know.
It's funny when you come out to these events, you see faces from people that you haven't seen sometimes in 15, 20 years.
Yes. Yes.
It lets you know how really old you are. I hate to say that, but I'm not that old.
No, we look good, Greg. You look good.
You know what? It's scary because we haven't seen each other in so long. But the one thing about the NFL is camaraderie.
It is.
And whether you were a cheerleader or a player, we all got along so well. We all knew our families. You saw my son. You didn't believe.
His beautiful son. I'm looking at his son, and I'm just like, what?
That's my baby.
That's like a little Greg. And I'm just, even ran into Ron Brown's son. I'm like, what is going on
They
here?
were babies when we were playing.
Yes.
And now they're all grown up. And it's, it's the beauty of it's the beauty. It's the beauty of being a part of that camaraderie, being a part of that family.
And that's why we're here to support our family.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yes.
I'm trying to get this golf tournament on track so I can get some of the guys up here.
I know, but it takes so long to golf.
And and the swings, some of the swings, I'm not even going to talk about some of them. They were just a little bit crazy. Well, guys, this is the Legends Community Show here on the Power of Voices. We thank Kendra for stopping in.
Oh, thank you.
Go down there and tell some of my guys, get up here and holler at me for a sec. I need to get some of my faces on this thing. I told Chris, you get me out here, keep it on time. No CP time. No CP time.
I loved how you say that. CP time, because definitely, the food is going to get cold.
The cold, yeah. Everything is, you know what? We got a beautiful setting.
It is beautiful.
Beautiful out here, and we love it.
Absolutely beautiful.
If you get a chance, you're on the 101, get off the 101, get on the 5, come on down here to Monarch Beach Golf Course. Support ALS. It's just a great opportunity. If you're like some of the other people who happen to went to USC, just keep on driving. Just keep on driving by. I'm sorry. I just wanted to give you a little hard time. Don't be upset at me. Legends Community Show here on the Power. Wave to her a little bit. We're having a lot of fun down here, just supporting the fight against ALS. As we said,
yes.
Most people know it by the name of Lou Gehrig's disease. It affects your immune system. It affects your motor skills.
Yes,
it just takes away a lot of the beautifulness in a person.
Yes.
Because, like you said, Steve was a great person.
Beautiful.
Always a life.
Oh,
and
such
not
a beautiful spirit.
Who? Tim Shaw.
Tim Shaw, that's right.
Tim Shaw, that's right. And Tim is one of the benefactors of this year's golf tournaments here. Steve, of course, was last year, and Tim Shaw is this year.
That's
Tim,
right.
30 years old. I mean, that's to kind of tell you, it has no age limit to ALS, whether you're a young man or an older man. It doesn't care. And that's what we want to make people more aware of, and let a lot of people, now, we're not taking pictures.
Well,
Everybody want picture. I'm on the air.
We're
talking.
You're supposed to be.
We're talking. She's snapping pictures.
You're working. We're working.
We're having a lot of fun out here. Hopefully, like I said, we can get back on schedule, because the dinner actually was supposed to start at 6:30, and we're still waiting for the first foursome to come in. It's just typical celebrity golf tournament. If you haven't been to any, and you're not a hacker, you don't want to go. If you're a hacker, come and enjoy yourself, because it's a scramble. If you don't know what scramble is, that means that we only play one ball and everybody's a pro. No, this isn't best ball, is it? No, that's not what a scramble is. We play one ball. After you tee off, you play the best shot. That means one ball. That means one ball. We all go to that one person's ball and we hit from his shot and to the next and to the next. Look here. If you're not a very good golfer, you want to play in some celebrity golf tournaments, look up the ones, Drive Out ALS, join them, be a part of it, get the write-off, and make the donation. It's all good. But get a part of it. We're going to have a lot of fun out here. It's getting a little chilly out of here. It is Southern California. I'm supposed to have a little bit more sun. I asked the lady when she started moving my equipment around, for what I paid for it, I think, we should have some sun, but she agreed that nothing she could do about it today. Having a lot of fun out here at Monarch Beach.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And you know what? It's the funny thing is the hardest thing for me I keep catching myself, because I want to say Monarch Bay, which is up Northern California.
Exactly.
I want to say that, when you're an Oakland Raider, you say Monarch Bay. Yeah. When you're an LA Raider, you got to say Monarch Beach.
Yes.
Okay, so I got that one in. I got that in. You got the camera? Is everything look?
Oh my God.
We're having a lot of fun out here. Hey, it's my show. I can stop and look up and take pictures anytime I feel like. We're having a lot of fun out here at Monarch Beach. Get some of the guys. Yeah, tell your pops to get up here. We got all kind of stuff going on here. Got all the gear, all the Ram gear, the Raider gear.
Yes.
If you're not here, you're missing a whole lot of fun. We're just having a ball of fun. Going to be a beautiful night here at Monarch Beach. As you can see behind me, the amazing thing is God is speaking. He's being kind to us right now, because he's keeping light in the sky.
That's right.
Because if I didn't have this light, y'all wouldn't see me. It'd be just a glare. I'm just telling you. We got some good sunlight. And it's even with a gloomy day, we got some good sunlight out here. get some of the guys up here. Hopefully, we're getting on time. It looks like the party is starting to get going. I really,
Bush even walked by.
I got some guys in the back behind me.
Yeah.
He walked by. Get him up here so I can get a joke with him and find out what he's doing right now. I need to get some of these guys up here.
Okay, let me see.
Go grab me somebody. They coming in right now.
They're starting to come in now.
They're starting to come in. You can probably see them over my right shoulder. They're starting to come in. Guys are still playing. It's almost 6:40, I think, 6:41, and I still haven't gotten this golf tournament back on time. All right. Yes, we're here. Legends Community Show here on thepowerofvoices.com. Greg Bell, your host, and we are live from the Monarch Beach, California, down in Dana Point. If you haven't been out here, come on out here. 14th annual Drive Out ALS. Trying to get some of my guys out here.
And you know what?
You gonna go grab somebody for me? Go grab some. Now, as you can hear, they're starting to get some guys in. Thank goodness. Want to talk to you a little bit further, of course. Let's talk about the Cavs a little bit more. I want to know what most of you guys have to think. What do you think about the playoffs so far? Is it what you expected? Did you expect Golden State to sweep? Because let's face it, they're one game away. Another sweep. Who's playing the best ball at this time of the year? So many people were talking about the Cavs as well as Golden State because, let's face it, Kevin Durant still coming off of his knee injury. Most of these teams have been playing with just, I don't know how you can say it, a resurgence, I should say. Golden State kind of stumbled towards the end of the season. Kevin Durant went out. They continue to do what they do best, hit the threes. But they're not shooting with the efficiency that the Cavs are shooting at right now. So many people are wondering, how soon will this game make a difference? And when I say that, how quickly can we get through these semifinal games, get the Spurs out of the way, get all these other teams out of the way. Let's let the two best teams that we knew going into the season were going to be there. How soon can we get to those two teams, get them into the playoffs, and get them into the final round? The question is are we looking at 6 or are we looking at 7? Are we looking at the Cavs or are we looking at the Golden State recrowning themselves the NBA champions? Those are the questions I have for you. What do you think? I want to hear from you. We're here live on thepowerofvoices.com, the Legends Community Show. I want to know what you think. What do you think about the playoffs right now? I'm trying my best to hold the mic as I'm waiting. I got a couple of guys coming up. No more pictures. Kendra says she's going to get me somebody. All right, good. Because I've been waiting. I told him I wanted to talk to some of the guys that came out to support the tournament, get them up here so I can at least get one interview. Who I got?
Both of y'all need y'all at the same time.
Oh, these is Chris is coming as well. Who do I got here?
Oh man, what we got going on? This is.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get Chris first.
Yeah, let me get it first because I gotta go.
Yeah, let me get Chris up. We're slowly. Come on here, right here, Chris. How are we doing? Everybody's getting chilly. Sit down with me for a second, Chris. Let's talk for a quick bit. Chris Hale, former USC Trojan. You can scoot over a little closer to me so you can be on the camera.
Okay.
Chris, this is the 14th year of the Drive Out ALS.
Yeah.
When you think about the Drive Out ALS and the role president of the NFL Alumni Association, how important is this to the NFL?
It's very important. And Greg, the one thing that you have to know is that there are pro football players, NFL players, that are affected by ALS, and that's why we got involved as a chapter here in Southern California,
right,
with the ALS Foundation. And this started off, and this is our second year in this situation. And it started off with Steve Smith,
right,
who was the former fullback for the Oakland Raiders and Los Angeles Raiders.
Right.
And obviously, most people know from the HBO show about Kevin Turner,
right,
who was also who passed away last year. He passed away actually when we made this deal last year with ALS, and we wanted to split the money two ways. At that time, Kevin Turner passed away,
right,
and so we still had Steve Smith, and we were able to give Steve Smith money, And when we gave Steve Smith money, which was a very proud thing to do, Steve Smith was able, because Steve Smith has been bedridden for about 12 years, and I think he is the longest, one of the longest living members with ALS, and so he's able with this machine to be able to basically stand up with the machine, and he's from the neck down he basically can't move. So a huge, and I know I'm long-winded about this, but
you go right ahead.
Yeah,
I've been long-winded for we
the whole time.
We on CP time.
That's
so,
right. Anyway,
we running a little late.
Yeah.
But I get some of the guys up. I got a couple other guys we want to get up here and
Yeah.
let them have a word as well.
So that is, it's why we've been a part of what they're trying to do at ALS, and so we want to support them in every single way we can. And the golf tournament was.
Now, how did you pick Monarch Beach, man? What a beautiful course we found.
It's amazing.
Here.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's probably one of the best courses. I've been out here a couple times to play. Monarch has been good with us, individually coming out here and playing and being a part of. And so we said we wanted to do the tournament here. And Orange County was one of those places that.
I gotta get you. You have to get Reggie over here.
Yeah.
Mr.
McKenzie.
Mr. McKenzie, get over here for me.
Yeah.
Get over here for me. Come over here. You got to come for me. We definitely got to talk to him.
You got a lot of folks in line.
Get over here. Yeah. I gotta get Reggie McKenzie over here.
Yeah, and I appreciate
former
you
team.
and I know that's a former.
Come sit down for me. All right, Chris, come sit here. I gotta ask you.
Bigger name.
No, come on this side. Come on this side. Bigger name. Bigger man. Hey, look. Hey, Chris. Not a bigger name, bigger man.
Hold on, they just got him out. You just kicked him to the curb?
Yeah. Come sit down here. Of course, we've got
What you doing? What is this?
We're on the Power Voices Radio. I have a radio show that goes on all year long around here on the Southern California. But we're blessed, guys, to have the man in charge of the Los Angeles. I'm about to do it again.
Don't call
We've been
LA Raiders.
the Oakland Raiders, of
There
course.
we go.
Teammate Reggie McKenzie, Tennessee bound. I don't want to talk about his son because I'm a homer, so I always talk Notre Dame, but we'll talk a little Tennessee with him as well. But Reggie, you had a fabulous draft.
I appreciate that.
We talked about this on the show earlier. The impact players, of course, we're not going to talk about what's going on down in Los Angeles, but the players that you found yourself going into the draft. What was the number one concern, I guess you could say, that was eliminated with the selection that you took out of Ohio State?
Well, what we did was we wanted to get better on defense.
Right.
Okay. In all areas, depth, improve what we can do with coverage, improve what we can do in the run game, just everything. If we can upgrade a little bit on our defense, we're going to try everything possible to do that.
Right.
And we feel like we did that.
You did.
Starting with our number one pick, we felt really good about the kid and Gary and Conley, and we had no hesitations at the end of the day to pick him, and that's what we did.
Right.
And then we went in the second round. We got the big safety. We felt like he could do a lot of things for us, and coverage, playing the run and everything. I mean, he's a very versatile, talented young man.
So this is kind of like that old Oakland Raider mentality that you're gonna win with defense first.
That's right.
And
that's what we're trying to improve.
I mean, you've done a great job over the last 4 to 5 years, bringing Mac. Let's face it, people question that coming out. I think he's proven that was the right selection.
Yep.
And so I don't think anyone's got any hesitation on the selections that are facing yourself here. But of course, the biggest question is Carr ready to go?
Carr's ready. Carr's ready. He's practicing now. The guys doing all season stuff, the OTAs, about ready to start up. And he's looking good. He feels great, and he's ready to go. The entire team is ready to kind of. They felt like we left something on the table last year.
Oh, without a doubt.
We're gonna try to get back to that and get in the playoffs and win.
Now, how'd you swing out here?
Terrible. In the words of Charles Barkley, terrible.
Well, before you go, at least, our hearts go out, of course, to our teammate, Steve Smith,
Right.
who has been stricken by ALS.
Yeah.
The NFL Alumni Association has really gotten behind this here in Southern California. What are some of the reasons, that the Raiders and yourself have gotten behind it?
I mean, the Raiders specifically has been stricken. You know, I just lost a teammate and a fellow scout in Mickey Marvin,
Right.
who just passed away. Also, Derek Jensen, former fullback, special team player, who just passed away.
All from
with
ALS.
So that's it's very
It-
dear to my heart
right.
to try to do whatever I can, do my part to try to help out. And you know, when I got teammates that are stricken with this,
Right.
it hits home.
Right.
So
Well, guys, I want to thank you, Reggie. Thank
All
you
right.
for stopping by. I got some
appreciate
other
you,
young
big
man.
fella. Yeah, I'm gonna let
James
you talk to some
Anderson.
of these other guys.
Where James at? Come on over here. Come talk to me.
Nah, bro, I ain't got about 10 left in me.
Now, how'd you play today? Be honest.
Hey, man, I might have played some of the best golf I played in a long time today.
Oh,
Today, I might have played some of the best golf I played in a long time today.
really?
Staying strong.
Stand strong. What's your
Sign, seal,
handicap?
delivered. That I stepped on the course. Nah,
Well, guys-
I'm about a 10. About a 9 or
Okay.
10, yeah.
All right. Well, that's a hell of a lot more than you can give me about 10 more strokes.
Nah, I can't give you nothing, player. We got to play face ahead. I can't give you nothing.
James, let me ask you a question. What are you doing nowadays?
Golfing.
That's all.
Yeah, no, I got a friend of mine approached me about trying to go play some miniature golf, some celebrity circuit, that kind of thing. So ever since January, I lost 25 pounds. I go play golf every day, and it's been a 3-month journey.
Man,
but-
now he done hit my heart because I got to figure out what I got to do to lose about 25 pounds.
Hey, man, I went vegan.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I
come
can't
to
do
me.
that. I can't do that, man. Oh,
You
my
said
God.
you want to lose 25 pounds.
Yeah, but I can lose it doing some exercise, can I?
Now, you know what? I had a coach that tell me, coach told me, said, hit the hole. I said, coach, he helped me. He said, can't hold you. Hit the hole.
Hit the
job
hole.
done. Gotta get the job done.
All right, so talk to me about ALS and we talked, of course, with Reggie about Steve. Is this one of the kind of tournaments that you definitely get behind?
Absolutely, man. You know what? Today was actually a rough day for me personally because this was the first time I've seen Tim in person since he had ALS. I played with him in Carolina, knew him from Tennessee, so I know the Tim I knew was a young, piping, fast linebacker teammate that ran down and was doing everything. And to see him today to barely be able to walk, that was a rough moment.
It's an eye opener. We were talking about our teammate Steve Smith. Steve's been stricken for the last 12 years, and I told people that's part of. It's not just because you know people that
Right.
are affected of it, but what it does to the persons
Right.
that you know.
Right.
And I don't think it's one of those things that we don't want to see anyone being strict with it. And of course, we got to appreciate you coming out and spending some time.
Absolutely.
You Southern California native?
I'm not a native. I'm from the East Coast, from Virginia,
Okay.
but I do reside in Hollywood now, home of the crazies. A lot of stuff going on.
Well, we sometimes call that Hollywood, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
You know what? At 3 a.m, I call the bums Hollywood too. They couldn't go to sleep. I don't know what they're talking about.
Now, do I got Zach? Is this Zach? All right. Let's get him in
Zach
here.
Attack.
Hey, you took it back to like the 90s. That's cool.
I know you better use that out there, right?
All right. How you doing, man?
Zach Dills?
Dials.
Dials.
Yeah.
Zach, where you out of?
I'm from California, man. I grew up in a small town called Tulare, about 3 hours north of here.
Where's that?
More cows than people.
Where's Tulare? Is that by Bakersfield?
Yeah, Fresno and Bakersfield.
Okay, I know. I get in the car and drive a little bit.
We have
Come
the
over a little
biggest-
bit here.
We
I
have
want
the
to make sure you
biggest
get
ag
on.
farm in the world in my town.
Now, where'd you play?
I went to Kansas State College. Played 4 years in Houston, 1 in Tampa, 2 in Tennessee, and 1 with Cleveland.
Cleveland. Don't
Yeah.
talk. Don't. I'm from Ohio.
You know,
I'm from
it's-
Columbus,
it's
man.
one
I'm
of-
from
it's-
C-Bus.
Here's what I tell people: like, the Cleveland fans are the best fan base I've ever
They
seen,
are.
but Cleveland is where you go to commit career suicide.
And you went there your last year.
Last year,
Okay.
how many people went there their last years? You know what I'm saying? Like, when my agent said Cleveland, I was like, so this is it. All right, you know,
Well,
we had a good run.
let me ask you this: since you've been in Cleveland, you know what it is. How big was it last year for the Cavaliers to win it all?
Oh, that was huge. That was huge, just for that fan base and just that area. It's been 52. It's been 52 years since there was the last championship, and you know, it's then that same year the Indians are in the World Series. The same time Cavs are. So you can imagine if the Browns were like, if the Browns
if
were
the
just
Browns-
to get it
yeah,
together
you know what?
right now, Cleveland would be the hub
Man.
of all sports mecca right now.
You know, I was in Palm Springs about 2 months ago, and I was with Paul Warfield.
Oh, okay.
You know how for a kid growing up to see Paul Warfield, that'd be like you growing up here in when Harold Jackson walked around.
I got
You know,
got you.
this guy was a walking, living legend in the state of Ohio.
Mhm.
And then I'm sitting down with him, and I told him, I said, man, You know, when I was a kid, man, I would just run, get my pass, and be like, I'm gonna be Paul Warfield.
Like, I golfed with Kenny Lofton the other day. I'm like, Kenny Lofton. Like, I wore his cleats, you know what I mean, back in the day. So, yeah, you know,
Well,
I
look,
definitely understand.
you know, we appreciate you coming out here to support the 14th annual Drive Out ALS.
Definitely.
You know, we're getting ready to get started here. You hear the cameras talking in the background, guys. We probably got another 2 minutes. I want to thank Zach for coming out. I want to thank for James coming out. Reggie McKenzie stopping in to talk to us. I got one last person I'm gonna bring on real quick. I'm gonna bring one of my young men. Oh, look at it. They all talk about it. We got about 2 minutes left. Have fun. Bring a good dear friend of mine on just to joke with him for a few minutes.
Oh my God.
Hall of Famer, wide receiver, number 83, Buffalo Bills, Andre Reed. Andre, thanks for stopping in. We're here. Come on over a little bit. You can scoot in a little closer.
Got it,
to
man.
me.
G
We
Bell
don't- yeah,
in there. I love it, man. Had a
How'd
good
you
time
play
today.
today?
I played all right. I hit a couple good shots, man. Weather was kind of funky after a while, but it was a good time. You know, we're out here for the ALS, man. It's a great cause, and we know that how fortunate we are to do what we do.
Right.
And then you see guys like Tim Shaw and Steve Smith
Yeah.
and now Dwight Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Just
That
you know,
just got announced, yeah.
Our hearts go out to their families because this game is crazy, man. This game is crazy.
Now, you make it home here in Southern California.
Yeah, San Diego.
San Diego.
Yep, San Diego, man. I've been here for about 10, 12 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't live back in Buffalo, man. I don't, a little crazy.
Now, me and Andre first met when he was, what was it, fifth round? What was
Fourth round.
Fourth round.
Fourth round.
Man, you know, think about back in the days. They used to have like 11 or 12 rounds. Now they only have, what, 6 rounds,
Yeah,
right? Seven rounds?
They had, 338 guys back then being drafted, and there's only like 250 now. So it's
And I tell people this is one of the hardest working young men I've ever seen. Came in, we called him the body.
yeah, you were the body when you wore that fur coat that one time.
We go back as many years. NFL Hall of Famer. This is the support that you see for this 14th annual Drive Out ALS. This is a tournament that's close to a lot of people's heart. Guys, I want you to, when you see about it, you read about it, do something about it. Don't
Yep.
just look at it and say it's never going to affect you. You never know who it's going to affect. This is, of course, the Legends Community Show. We're going to be signing out. Check us out all year long. We'll be doing some things with Andre here in the Southern California market. I thank everybody for joining us today, guys. We're going to get back out here and get joined in the party, the food, and for most of them, the alcohol. So I will talk to you later, guys. I'll see you on the next Ford Legends or Legends Community Show, and the Ford's coming soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.